Thank you. Thank you. Well, first to a man who's appeared in more world-ranking finals than any other player in the history of the game. 4 times and reigning International Open and former World Indoor Singles Champion. Give it up for David Gourlay. And next to one of the game's most naturally gifted players on the circuit, a former World Indoor Singles and back-to-back and reigning Scottish Open champion. It's Potter's very own Greg Harlow.
High-quality matchups all the way today in the quarterfinals. Last year's runner-up in the singles, Robert Paxton, is in the commentary box alongside David Corkill.
Thank you, Rishi. It's always going to be good to see 2 players of this sort of caliber playing against each other. Very little in terms of experience between them. They've been against each other for 20 years at the very top level. Greg Harlow, of course, will have a lot of home support.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
His office here at the Potter's Leisure Resort is just 2 doors away from where we are at the moment.
Yeah, I just imagine Greg will be back to work for a few hours after the game this morning. So we should be in for a tasty game today here between these 2.
Dan McManus for this match. Going in to spray chalk the ball.
7 inches.
Represented as a toucher. Well, it's a great start from both players.
Two and a half inch gap.
Greg got over the line. Tough game against Tony Webb in the first match, but the second match, James Rippey, I think we're all still trying to work out how on earth he managed to get over the winning line in that one, Rob.
Yeah, played fantastic bowl. Last bowl of the match. Probably should have won 2-0, picking a couple of 4s up, but James played a great last end. Picked the 3 up, taking into the tie break. And then Greg's pulled an absolute worldie out, really.
1 red.
Take 2 of James's bowls out and leave him the
8 inch
much
gap.
lie.
Always a good time to play the early first match because you've got plenty of practice time. It's getting here a little bit on the quick side.
3 inches short.
Oh, he's close with this. Just needs to sneak up to the green one. That's a good ball.
1 red.
Protects things a little bit. Early days for Greg to go looking for something, but it's very much available to him. Green ball on the red. Wouldn't normally go searching with the first end, but this is tempting.
4-hand runner for Greg here. Just making sure
just the wrong side. Got the red ball, wanted the green one, but no damage done. I think he realised that he really couldn't be any worse off.
1 red.
So forehand runner in the area. And that's really a big part of Greg's armoury, especially that forehand.
Yeah, you don't miss too many on that forehand, Greg.
David Gurley, now 50 years of age. A bit like a Peter Pan of bowls. He's always looked the same, really, David.
One shot. David Gurley.
He's lived in Australia for a few years and now domiciled south of Barcelona.
Yeah, it's a tough life, isn't it, for some?
Stuart Anderson with his fiancée Claire, Les Gillett, keeping an eye on things. He'll be featuring later. Well, both will be.
Jack length 26 metres.
Yes, David's lifestyle is very, very good. He was telling me just down with the dogs and on the beach in the mornings, bit of gym work, glass of wine, lunchtime. It's a tough life. He's been doing a lot of travelling this year. He's back in charge of Scotland elite squad and the Commonwealth Games. And he's going to Australia, I think, about 3 times over the next 6 months. Well, that's good going, really is. David Gurley plays very little bowls now because of living in Spain, and in many ways it's staggering he's able to perform at the level he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's done incredible the last 18 months or so. Probably all the time he's putting in around the bowls, obviously with the elite squad in Scotland, probably helps, and he puts an awful lot of practice in the green when he's here. Every morning he's down.
1 red.
Down about 8 o'clock just before.
Greg's bowl 11 inches past. 1 red.
It just shows what a competitor the guy is.
Well, any rest under the red will be good for Greg. Got to be close with this one. Oh, that's unlucky.
1 red. Stop the clock.
That's just a bit of movement. The auditorium is filling up.
Left this chance for
1
Greg.
red.
Well, there's no gap now, and there's a roll off the green balls onto the red. He can certainly afford to reach it.
1 turn on the red. Be multiple.
So, changed onto the forehand. He must be able to see it round the short balls. Same sort of shot, still looking for the red ball. If he comes inside it, he gets the green. Or sorry, he gets the jack to the green balls. So in the area. Yeah, close this time. Wants the jack.
Top side of it, he's unlucky.
I think he's going to score the single, but no more.
One shot, David Gurley.
Well, slid off the jack. That's very unlucky, really, from a ball like that.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
David Gurley, a little ritual of putting up the trousers. Yep, that's it. Right leg first, then left. Always does it. Greg Harlow now ranked 4. The world, David Gurley number 5. So much evenly matched with these two players.
One red.
Obviously, Kate, watching on. I'll be biting her nails and hopefully not as close as the previous game. She jumped up and celebrated when Greg got that last-minute winner against James Rippey in the last round.
That's a big swinging forehand, but that's just asking a lot, this one. Coming through, but you can just see it's coming in jack high and it just a ball wide. Brings that in the ball on the running surface and it'll whip in straight into the centre line. David, this doesn't look right. Well, anything through the head would have been good there, Rob, because touch of the jack would have hidden it.
Yeah, so he just let Greg off a little bit there. Greg's got a small adjustment he can work off his own. I'm just wondering if he's eyeing up a little run.
Well, if he is, it's going to be holes and gaps, but the jack's good. One of the balls is good.
Oh, he's going. Depends what he gets off the last bowl.
Well, no, fortuitous result this time. But again, Greg gets a lot of good results on his forehand, but usually because he's in the area.
Yeah, he's never normally far away.
One red.
And again, he wasn't too far away there, really.
Yeah.
So he got a decent result.
It's a very reliable shot. It really is. David will definitely be thinking, I need another one in here. Has to hurry though. Oh dear. It's really very similar to his last bowl, and I suppose it protects the green ball going onto the red, but the red ball is very vulnerable now. Definitely see it on the backhand. There's rest to take the ball out. Draw on the forehand is also available. Has been playing the forehand, so stick with it.
Bowl high again, I think.
Yes, it's just not coming back as quickly as Greg's expecting it to.
One shot, David Gurley.
He's keeping it down to single shots. 9 ends in the sets, of course.
Set score 3-0 after 3 ends.
So plenty of time.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
At the moment, David's doing well with those first 2 balls.
Yeah, he's winning the battle up front at the moment, which is a crucial point. He's still giving Greg a little bit of room there, though. He can tidy him up a little bit more.
Well,
Two
that's,
red.
unlike Greg, to be that
Your
far
last
away with the
ball,
first 2 balls.
15 inches past Jack high.
Oh, he's already been using the weight shot in this match, and I'm sure he didn't want to be playing heavy balls so early.
Three red.
Well, they're roundabouts, Robert, but they're not exactly unbeatable.
No, so he's probably got foot 14 to draw the winner, Greg, and you expect him to do it, but you never know. He's on a decent road again. He's good with this.
One
You
green.
know that's really
3-inch
where the
gap.
first ball, the second ball should be. You want to keep having to recover with the third. Don't think he's going to get back with the extra weight. Yeah. Give it a chance.
One green.
Get to the ball or the jack. This goes down as a definite opportunity for Greg to make a double. It's on the card with a single,
One
but it's
shot,
one good ball
Greg
at a
Harlow.
4. You'll have to change something with the jack length.
Set score 3-1 after 4 ends. Jack length 27 metres.
Just not operating at the moment.
It's always a slightly nervy day, the quarter-final day.
That's a great day. I tell people all the time. Quarter-final day. Almost always guarantees 4 good matches. Usually the top-seeded players. Occasionally the qualifiers come through, but
Your last ball
highly entertaining today.
is a
The
foot and a
matches we have in
half
store.
short.
David's left this one as well.
1 red.
Oh, that was a missed chance.
Greg's giving David a few chances at the moment, but he's not taking them, which could prove costly.
It's the last end that should have been closed down, and just left too much room. Really need to get that second ball really close to the jack, and once again, Greg Holler's in with his third ball.
3-inch gap. 3 inches. One green. Last ball has a gap of 20 inches.
Greg, not wishing to leave anything on the backhand. Doesn't want to provide a shoulder for David Gurley, so round the forehand, try and slip past the red one at the front. Once again, it's one ball out of 4, but it's a good one.
There's no option for David apart from the draw. He gets a little turn on the jack.
Closer with this. Once again, giving it a chance to turn the jack, and Greg, last 2 ends, 1 good ball in, and David
One
Gurley's
shot.
just missed
Greg
on the trail
Harlow.
for multiples.
Set score 3-2 after 5 ends. Jack length 27 metres.
Well, by his own standards, Greg is not playing well, but he's still in the hunt, just 1 behind. And David Gurley's playing pretty consistent stuff, Robert, but he's not getting the killer ball in. He's not closing it down.
No, he's just leaving a little bit too much room for Greg at the moment. So he's winning the battle up front with the first 2. And Greg's pulling out a good third bowl each end.
Drops back. Would be a major
Gap,
help.
8 inches.
That's better from Greg. Second ball in, close.
Favourites one green, but it is close.
Oh, it's not one green now.
David, your ball has just fallen down. One red. Greg's ball here. It's 9 inches short of Jack High. Timeout called.
It's
David has
unusual
4
to
timeouts remaining.
call a timeout for a second delivery, but with the ball dropping, it makes a difference. Well, David, there's
Gap between your two front.
still a lot of balls drop short in his forehand. I did wonder for a while, was it just a little bit heavier, but Greg will stick to the back. Using the mat on the outside edge to help the ball get back into centre line.
One red. Greg's closest is the front ball.
Certainly better with this. Dropping off the front's perfect.
Well, that's a lot better from David Gurley. He needs to close the heads down before
Two
Greg
red.
gets a chance. Leaving him too many opportunities. He is playing well, but just a foot away from really, really top-class balls, and that's a lot better.
Yeah, not the easiest of shots for Greg now.
Looks like he's going to have to draw this on the forehand. Very little to hit on the back. Could
Timeout
possibly run it in the forehand, but goodness me, it's a small target. And even then, if he gets to the jack, Robert, he's more than likely going to hit the back red one
Greg
through.
has 4 timeouts remaining.
So it's of real no value. No, it's of no real value.
I think it's just a cold draw on the forehand.
Yep, had to be there, had to give it a chance, just
Good
not
red.
getting back. In a head like that, there's really no point in dropping short. You must force the ball through a little bit. Not a particularly easy shot for David Gurley here. Greg's ball's only 8 inches short.
Two shots. David Gurley.
Set score 5-2 after 6 ends.
And there's Les, so looking on. Huntley, he's on this
Jack length,
afternoon,
28
giving all
and a
his
half
fans
metres.
out there a wave. Both of them.
Harsh. Very harsh, Robert.
He's had a great tournament so far. Been playing extremely well, Les.
He certainly is. Big win over Alex Marshall. We love Les. Well, he's in good form.
Stop the clock.
Just a little bit of movement where the clock has been stopped just for the second delivery. Chance for Greg. Dropping in again on the forehand. He's just been playing over the line on the forehand. So slight adjustment needed. Looks like he's on his own ball here.
Two green.
A bit of pressure on David on this one. So it's almost a must-win end for Greg, this one.
N7, when you're behind, very important you score. Needs to catch something. Yes, it always looked just a little bit heavy.
One green.
Right, Greg, you do not want the jack. You really don't want the jack. And that's the reason why you hit the jack on this portable rink and it scampers over. And it's right beside the red balls.
Two red.
Well, he made the correction on the line. Robert, it's always a bit unfortunate when you hit the jack like that. You could have slipped under it just as easy. But he's in bother now.
So
Timeout
David
call.
will be
David has
potentially
three
changing over now.
timeouts remaining.
Doesn't want to fill that gap up on the forehand.
Well, the problem for David Gurley here is that if he leaves it, and that is an issue, Robert, you can see that from our position, that forehand runner for Greg.
Yeah. So he'll be looking to get another shot or third bowl down the other. He's doing the four.
Well, in that case, if he's playing the forehand, he's going to try and drop something in between the green balls. He needs another one in there. The two reds can disappear. Just needs to break inside. Oh, that's a super ball. That really is a very, very good ball from David Gurley. You know, it's a courageous shot.
Three red.
Well, I don't see much here for Greg. Just have to try and drop in on it. That's what he's trying. Doing his best to get back now. Don't think it's going to make it though. Nope, just that touch in the green. Well, those balls just hanging off in that forehand, and that's virtually a set
Three
situation
shots.
now.
David Gurley.
Mathematically it's not, but with the calibre of this game, 8-2.
Set score 8-2 after 7 ends.
Yeah, David's just made a run for home in this set, last two ends, picking up a couple of multiples. So he's in the driving seat.
Jack length 27 metres.
One red. Greg's ball 5 inches short of Jack high.
Chance with this one. Certainly got the weight for it. Bowl first. Got it. Oh, drop in was a real bonus.
See David's first forehand runner of the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does play it, because he knows if he takes one away, Greg will just replace it. He's going for it. Oh, that looks under. Yeah, there's the wrist there, because Greg really needs to go for shots here. I thought David might just have decided to draw away at that, because he can't afford to lose a 4. He can certainly afford to lose a 2. He's got a lot of confidence in his forehand runner, but that missed by some distance. As I say, Greg's got no choice. He has to come in to try and get another shot. Close.
Favourite's a 3, David. It's close for the third, but a favourite's a 3.
Well, you come up and have a look at this now. And a lot of danger here for David Gurley. He's been in control of this match. Greg's played 2 big bowls with third deliveries and scored 2
Timeout
singles. And all of a sudden, 3
David
shots
has
against him.
2 timeouts remaining.
I think he's committed, really. I think he'll be going forehand again. Any connection on bowls is good, and if he gets the jack, it's basically set.
Certainly if he gets a jack, the 2 green balls might well push in terms of a front plant. It might go on to the red balls, but David, when he drives reasonably heavy. Just this is a testing one. This one. Well, took one out. Again, it was inside the line. He's going to lose a 3, and that's given Greg some hope.
2 green.
Greg might actually be tempted to try and sit the bowl here.
Well, it's a decision, isn't it? If you try and attempt to get to the red and miss it, you lift 2, 4 down in the last end's not good. He's taking his time on this. He'll let the clock run down to 4 or 5 seconds and then take a timeout.
Timeout called.
Left it to 3.
I can imagine him forgetting to use it, but he was the first player that got done with the shot clock.
Well, he knows
Greg
that he
has
wasn't
3
happy
timeouts
about the shot
remaining.
clock coming in. He's more than overcome that. He's making the shot clock work for him. He's one of the best at that. I think he has to draw for 3 here. It's to slip past the red one, trying to ease it out for 4 and missing it. That's what he was trying to do, just rest the red ball out, and he slipped past it for 2.
Greg Harlow.
Personal decision. He probably reckoned looking for 3 the next end was just too difficult.
Yeah, so he had a chance there of the 4, and he
Set
took the
score,
gamble for it.
8-4 after 8
Couple of turns on the bowl, had brought his other in. It's always one of those in hindsight.
Well, he would have been making up his mind, coming up and down the rink, the way we were chatting about it, Robert. What the risks were. He knows that picking up a 3 against David Gurley is difficult.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
So going for the big 4, give himself a chance to score double the next end, would have been good. As it is, Greg Harlow's now looking for 4 shots to get something out of this set. That's a good ball, actually. It's short, but it's a good ball where it is. This will be a practice end, I think, for Greg.
3-inch gap.
Yeah, so after the first one, no real chance of grabbing the four.
Just checking things, making sure that he's absolutely right about the score. It's amazing how often that you play in a match and you look at the score at the second or third end and then you get so engrossed. Don't realise where you are, but
One green.
Doesn't make any difference that one dropping short. Greg's got no shot available here. He just has to draw away.
He's playing the plant. Green onto red.
Players will walk down. David will not bother.
One shot, Greg Harlow, first set, David Gurley.
It's just a practice shot for Greg, that was all. He knew that set was slipping away. Well, David Gurley played well in that set. He just stepped up a little bit towards the end. He was giving Greg a little bit of room before that, but good value for that win.
Yeah, David edged that set. So now Greg, different man probably this set. He started to find his first couple of bowls towards the end of the set. And if you can do that now. We could be heading towards what we all like, the tie break.
Jack length 28
Well,
metres.
Greg's probably got another couple of gears in the tank to move up. He'd be very much aware of that. Certainly expect him to, and a lot depends on how David reacts. Probably his best
1 inch
first
gap.
ball of the match.
Yeah, so towards the end of that first set, it was just signs of he was finding that first bowl a little bit better. You certainly need to do that for the rest of this set.
Oh, that's a good effort. And a drop. Yes, it is.
Slightly favour one red, but it's very close.
I think the second set's going to be full of a lot of close bowls.
Gap between the red ball on the jack is 2 inches. Greg's ball, just over 2 inches.
Well, that backhand really not an option. You can see the ball was turned around for David on the forehand. Has to be slightly on the wide side here. He wants to get to the green balls. Greg having a quick check. Doesn't want to be into the jack too much. Oh, this is close. He could give the shot away here.
Both balls are touching.
Well, Dan didn't say anything until the players asked, but both balls are touching. He did give the shot away. I think he needed to be a ball and a half wider on that one.
It's worse, but it's actually probably better for him at the moment now. Greg hasn't got a great deal. David's got a chance with his last. It's a safer position for him.
Yes, it's certainly better for David Gurley in terms of Greg can't turn the jack across for 3 or 4, but it's a hard one for Greg because he doesn't really want to get near it, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Shot on for David Gurley here. Well, if David can get down onto the ball, there's not a lot of risk for him, actually, over if he can certainly afford to reach it.
Yeah, I mean, any touch on the bowl, even back edge of the bowl as he goes by, Jack will probably slide slightly up the green for a double.
That's why the little arrow at the back end of it, because that's the ideal result in many ways. Bowl out clean would be perfect. Needs to hurry though. I thought he might have been a bit more aggressive to that. That was, I think that was a good chance. So tight end, no score, but an end played. Doesn't happen very often. Doesn't that look strange on the scoreboard? 2 straight, 2 zeros.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Well, once again, 2 good starters.
Greg's ball 4 inches short.
Might be tempted here, David. He's never afraid to go early.
Yes, the first 2 runners on the forehand, he slightly off target with one and well off target with the other. This looks better. It's on the respot. Jack off the confines of the rink. Bowl, toucher. You can see little prongs there. They grab hold of the jack whenever the jack goes into the ditch. There's the respot going on. Lots of room.
1 red, measure for second.
So it's really a 2-ball singles. Oh, that's good. there's a gap
One
as
green.
well. It's always good. Now, David was never going to run it, but it's a handy ball when you're a foot away like that.
Yeah, it was a decent first attempt from Greg. David's certainly not on a wide line.
No, he's closer to the ball than he is the jack. But,
One green.
just didn't really push through that. Needs to be a bit wider. And Greg would be delighted to just drop around the jack and get a second shot in without leaving a target. Not sure if he's pushed through it too much, but stop David from,
2 green.
well, it's 2 green, but there's enough for him to draw it, really. I'd expect him to get at least second shot.
Stop the clock.
More movement in this event than ever before, Rob, and I just think it's because the matches are going on very quickly. Players are pushing on, taking a lot of time. Not sure if this is going to stop in time, David. This could be a very costly double. Oh yes, indeed it is.
Wow. Big mistake from David there.
That's a mistake. There's a few players that are thinking if you go very wide,
1, 2.
that it's a slightly faster run.
2 shots. Greg Harlow.
Greg will be surprised to pick up a double there.
Set score 0-2 after 2 ends. Jack length 28 metres.
Your ball 2 feet through. 2 feet.
Bit of a breakdown in communication there. There's the correction. And it's a good correction as well, back toucher. David will be
2 inch
pleased to
gap,
see that one
2
go in.
inch.
He's, those 3 or 4 balls haven't been that great.
Yeah, Greg's just stepped up his first 2 deliveries of each end. He's just winning that battle really now. So it was a great recovery from David with the second.
One red. Greg's last ball is 8
Sandy
inches
Thompson
past
has
Jack high.
joined the players' lounge. And he will be in with me. later in the day. I'm not sure the driver will really help Greg here.
2 red.
He'll swap back onto his favoured backhand. A little turn of the jack.
It's a tough one. Just on the inside. That's a tough shot. You know, it's you can't afford to be too heavy. At the same time, you want to be turning the jack. So a good end for David Gurley. Probably play the forehand, I would think. Stay away from the jack.
Yeah, good chance for to add a treble. He's certainly on a good road. Just arriving into the split, he'll be perfect.
No, that's brilliant from David Gurley. No mistake. Absolutely brilliant. He'll take the treble, points into the lead.
3 shots, David Gurley.
Set score 3-2 after 3 ends.
Confirmation of score coming through from the umpire, Alan Thornhill.
Jack
It
length,
hasn't been
28.5
needed
metres.
so far. Can't remember him coming out in this match.
No, not as yet, I don't think. Nice quiet morning for Alan.
Yes, the one match that's guaranteed that the umpires will be busy is when Andy Thompson's out there. Simply because he can't really see measures very well. So he relies heavily on the umpires to sort it out. He won't wear his glasses. That's the problem.
Yeah, but apparently he's got good vision from up in the commentary box.
Oh, it's marvellous, 2020.
Your ball 6-inch gap.
David Gurley's getting his first 2 balls back into the normal routine again. Anything off the weight for Greg. He's got a number of opportunities to catch things. Oh, he'll take that one. Good resting ball.
4-inch gap, 1 green.
Yeah, always big chances off the bowl. So they will be looking to repeat the same. He's on a great track.
Will he get back? Just more weight on that one.
1 green.
Just didn't quite make it. Foot less weight. He would have been diving into the green ball.
Helps Greg a little bit as well. Gives him another bowl to rest off.
Well, this is different. Yes,
1 green.
I think he'd have been okay with that weight, actually, if he'd have picked the jack up. Back green ball would have been very useful. That's interesting. David going on to the forehand. A little touch on his own ball. or come around it. Also a chance of getting cover, which means Greg won't pick up a multiple. So we'll just wait and see if this stops in time.
Clean run is really good.
It's very close. That's really
One
close.
red.
One red, and he stops the pull through the jack. Good ball, clever ball. Well, Greg's ball's virtually locked in there, so he can certainly afford to reach it. No reason why he can't play right to it. Try and roll off the shoulder. If he gets his own ball on the split, that red ball will bounce out.
Oh, he's close.
Very close. All on connection now. That red will move. Yep, that's it. That's all it needed. Just to bounce the red ball out for the single.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Played it well. Played it very well.
Set score 3-3 after 4 ends.
Good match, this.
Yeah, second set started off really well. Both players certainly stepped up the game.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
One green.
It's a good ball just in front of the
Two
jack.
green.
And
Your
counting.
last ball is 1.5 foot past Jack high. 1.5 foot.
Still enough room for there for David. Slight adjustment off his last.
Yes, Dan McManus has been very precise. As he knows these two players just like to know exactly what the distances are. So David overplaying that one.
If Greg find a good one this time, he'll be in a really good position in this end.
Absolutely, this should be number 3 coming in. He's on the line.
Back solid would be good.
It may not be a third ball, but that doesn't really matter.
Two green. Two green.
He's pushed his own green ball closer, and that's the important bit. Now, every shot really here is just so valuable in a match like this. David, have you overcorrected? Yes, you have. It's so easy to do.
Two green.
Greg's just got to make sure he's up with the next one.
Choice of both sides doesn't really matter, forehand or backhand. It's really that's why there's a slight hesitation. He's going to use a timeout. Normally you'd think to yourself, well, why am I using a timeout here? But
Greg has 2 timeouts.
he's conscious of the fact that if he leaves a shoulder on the backhand by being slightly wide, David Gurley will use it, whereas on the forehand he can draw another shot and get cover between the jack and the red ball, so there's a dual opportunity on the forehand.
I think he's just worried about David possibly playing the runner as well. Green bowl onto green, into the ditch for a double.
Yeah, so if he's a bit wide, he takes one of the green balls out, so that's a damage limitation shot.
Trying to get a counter to the back red. If he drops off that, it'll be really good.
Yes, David's clapping that one from fall back. Oh, that's a very good ball. That gives David very little to play.
He might have been unlucky.
2 green.
Well, it's 2 green, but it's a much safer 2. I think Greg will be quite happy to have accepted the fact that he's taken 1 away, but for a much
Timeout
better
called.
position.
David has 1 timeout remaining.
David Gurley has to be very careful here. He's only got 1 ball in the head. If he gets this wrong, if he plays weight, he could take it out. He'd be very unlucky not to take something else out, but it could cost him 1 more shot, maybe even 2. Hard shot to draw, though. You almost have to accept, if you're going to draw this, that you're losing a double.
Backhand, so he's probably just arriving. I don't think it'll be big pace.
Just a draw, try and get onto the back green one. Needs to miss his own. Oh, without that, he was very close. That took him away, actually. So 2 shots it is for Greg Harlow.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
It's a little break he was looking for.
Set score 3-5 after 5 ends. Jack length 26 metres.
Well, Les has got Nicky Brett for company this time.
Just wonder if everyone's going up there for a bit of advice.
Well,
See the new agony aunt of the tour.
He's the man, without a shadow of a doubt. There's certainly agony in there somewhere, but not sure about an agony aunt, but there you go. He's good
2.5
company,
feet.
Les. You know, it's like swinging. It's like one of those rotation doors, isn't it? You know, one comes in, one goes out. Who's next? That's the question. David over the weight.
1 green. David's nearest ball is just under 2.5 feet pad through.
Without a doubt, Greg has moved up a gear the last couple of ends. He's now getting one of the 2 balls in particular very close. He's going to be starting to ask David Gurley some questions.
Yeah, just looking to string 2 or 3 ends together from now to get him over the line. Let David off a touch with that one.
One green.
Well, we'll see how many second shots David Gurley has. If he's got 2, I don't think he has, but if he has, he can certainly run the ball off. Greg will be popping us on. There you go, you see. Now, if there's one man that needs advice, Rishi Prasad is it. So that's a good booking, that one. Les will start to charge for sitting in that chair beside him. Well,
2 green.
the 2 balls will go.
Yeah, David's favoured. Forehand runner.
This is important. This is a big ball for David Gurley. Needs to get this.
Bowl on Jack's good. Both bowls away. He's making connection. He's been unlucky.
Yep, he has been unlucky. He made a good solid connection there. Both balls should have disappeared, but it's going to be
One shot. Greg Harlow.
It looked good all the way. And so just hit it too solid.
Set score 3-6 after 6 ends.
Well, 3 shots in front, 3 ends to go. David Gurley's target is to draw this set. 3 singles, he'd be very, very happy.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
But at the moment, Greg Harlow in control, looking more and more like a tie-break.
Yeah, so it's at that point again, as you say, that crucial 7th end. If Greg gets this one, then David will be after some multiples, which is always harder.
David just failing with that.
9-inch gap.
You can see the shift really from David Gurley winning the battle of the first 2 balls for a long period in this match. There's Greg coming on song. This one's struggling.
2 green.
Oh, he is in a lot of trouble now.
Greg can just if another one in and around.
Touching the jack round the corner, it would be absolutely perfect. It would be virtually the set, even with 2 ends to go.
It's almost at that stage David might have to take a chance and run through his own 2 bowls. Greg's really good here. Really good.
Well, with the width of that, he has to play it.
3 green.
It's actually better on the backhand now because he's got green ball on the jack as well. Whereas the forehand, he has to get his own ball, so backhand runner. Surely he's in the area for something. Oh, that's good for him. That's really good for him. Good result as well. Hit the right ball to get the jack out into the open. It's probably 1 green, but it'll give him a chance.
1 green.
Yep. 1 green confirmed.
That's a massive strike there for David. If he'd missed that, he'd have been in absolute heaps of trouble.
Stop the clock.
set himself and played a good ball, so this is massive, this one, for David Gurley. Draws a shot here, he's right in the mix, loses it. He's chasing the set. 2 down, so at the very least he needs second shot. Not an easy one though, it's a tough one to draw.
Yeah, he should make certain a second, but say, ideally, he'll be looking to draw the winner. Very close, needs the jack.
Oh, he's got it.
Great shot.
He's nailed it right at the front. That's a brilliant ball from David Gurley. And very, very important.
One shot, David Gurley.
Set score 4-6 after 7 ends.
Yes, that ball was being clapped by Greg Harlow, really from about 2 or 3 yards away. Yep, he knew that was in.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
It was the first of the 3 singles that David needed.
Yes, he needs to get that first 2 balls going again. Doesn't want to be attacking again with his 3rd ball, and he's had to do that a couple of times with running balls this last few ends, and you want to get away from that. But it's not a bad start, but it's still not close enough in a match of this quality.
Stop the clock, please.
Well, it's good for the guys to have a bit of a chat, relax and start again. There are 2 quick players out there, and just there, no sooner the ball stopped than the other one's on the mat. He's reset himself and played another good ball. Well, this has got a bit of work to do to get back from that height with the extra weight on it. Yeah.
1 green.
Surprised David. It looked like a little bit of a chasey one. I'm surprised he played that.
Yeah, just making sure really, and as soon as you do that, it's quite easy just to run through, and you'll never get back with that little bit of pace.
Greg was making sure that he was through the jack with that one. Hard to play this shot with the right weight because you narrow your line and it just dips away. Yeah. He narrowed the line, but he didn't keep the weight that time. I think if he had had the weight on that line, he'd have been very close. This is a good chance for Greg to put the second set to bed.
Interesting if he might turn over. He's still just staying down the forehand.
Drop it down, try and turn the jack round the corner, a foot behind, and David Gurley's in a heap of trouble. And of course, it is his last ball coming up, so if he misses, Greg will have a shot for, well, I would assume he's going to draw another one with this, and he is. So Greg will have a shot for the set. Just a turn of the jack, that's what he was looking for. Yep, that's really closed it down. I don't think David Gurley's got anything here but a running ball to try and squirt the jack out onto the respot position.
He's got the respot there, so
can't see him trying to draw this. Well, it's interesting he's on the backhand because I think the jack's going the wrong way on the backhand.
he's done the peel one away, and
Yeah. Well, it's a good ball, but one's just not enough. Because you'd expect Greg to add the second. Go into the last end, 4 shots up. So, tie-break on the cards. Yep. No mistake for the double.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Well, that more or less guarantees the second set and more or less guarantees the tie-break.
There's Kate. Clapping the man. Happy he's got pretty much got
Set
the
score
tie-break.
4-8 after 8 ends.
And then the nerves really start.
Yep, will do. No doubt about that. Doesn't matter how experienced you are, the tie breaks are always nervy.
Jack length, 29.5 metres.
Played so much better the second set, Greg Harlow, and he's put David Gurley under a bit more pressure. David hasn't been just as consistent.
Greg certainly won the key battles in this second set.
Your ball just under 2 feet.
Dropping the ball, probably secure the shot.
Measure
green.
for shot.
But that doesn't really matter at this stage. David Gurley just needs to put a lot of balls in.
Certainly makes things a little bit trickier for David now.
So, no. David has 1 second.
Greg just making sure that if his ball's removed, that he's not going to be more than 1 shot down. So, drop another one in, just crowd the head full of balls and make sure that there's no chance of picking up a 4. And this really should do it. Yep, another one there.
We'll be down the 4 now.
1
Just try
green,
and
measure for
change.
second.
Yep, forehand runner. It's a bit of a practice shot, really. Well, that's the end of that. Set gone. David will pick up the balls.
2 shots, second set, Greg Harlow, match tie break.
Different set to second set. Not a shadow of a doubt, Greg Harlow stepped up.
Greg has won the toss and has given the jack in the first end to David.
That was a good set for Greg Harlow. He really did put David Gurley under so much pressure, much more so with the first 2 balls in particular.
Jack length 29
Finished
metres.
off that last end with a double to win the set, 10 shots to 4. I think it actually, the scoreline was a bit more comfortable than what the set was. It was a good run for home for Greg with 2 doubles. Rules change yet again. It's all about winning the end, not accumulated shots. And David Gurley is doing what Greg Harlow did in the first set by dropping short with the first
4
ball.
inch
And
gap.
that's not going to help him when he needs a runner.
No, it certainly doesn't help. He's just putting himself under a bit of pressure at the moment, David.
Has he got the running? Oh, slipped through the gap. That's very unlucky. And a toucher.
1 green.
Still 1 to green, and he didn't drop back. If he drops back, he'll probably get the shot. In forehand, that normally is the case, and David can't believe he's gone through that. Tie-break ends, those sort of little bits of luck not going your way can be very costly.
Oh, it can make a huge difference. Greg looking to tidy this up now.
You can afford to reach it.
Easy, easy.
Well,
Pretty good.
Slipped under, that gives David Gurley a shoulder. It doesn't matter whether David turns that ball over because it's already 1 to green. It's always hard to repeat a ball. Very much inclined to put more weight on. Yeah, that's exactly what David's done. So easy to do that. You want to force it through a little bit. I still think Greg has to play for the red ball.
Yeah, he needs another one in there because David could be tempted to go a bit quicker with his last. Just trying to get the green bowl clean.
Oh, Greg not even bothering with the red ball. Just going for cover in case David uses more weight and gets it on the respot. It's his last ball, so be interesting to see whether he drives this or not.
I think I'll be tempted to go a bit quicker, to be honest.
Yeah, try and make a contact with the outside green. Rails ball clean. No, that's brave, David. Brave to play that sort of weight on this forehand because it just holds off.
It's dead pace, otherwise he won't get down.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. He didn't get the green ball onto the other one, but that was a brave shot.
First end, Greg Harlow.
I think I'm with you, Robert. I think I'd have played that a bit more just to try and make sure.
So his forehand runner's normally so reliable as well.
So for the first time in the match, Greg Harlow is in front. Good time to do it. First end of the tie break, and he delivers a jack. David Gurley will have the last ball. You really want to win the end
Jack
against
length
the last ball.
29.5 metres.
So David certainly won't want to be playing his last bowl in this end. Decent opening for Greg here.
Doesn't get much better from toucher.
5-inch gap. It's now past the tee by 4 inches.
Yes, it's been a bit of a slow burn game for Greg Harlow. He's come out of the blocks just a little bit on the sluggish side and then really moved up the gears, and he's just been getting better and better as the match has progressed.
Some reply here from David.
Not the gap again. Well, very nearly. Got the gap last time.
1 red.
Still available on the backhand. He didn't grab the jack in his jaws, so to speak. Just not there. David
1
has
red.
to play again to attack the jack. Must reach it and turn it around the corner. Oh, has David dropped it? He has. Well, I think that's one opportunity too many for Greg Harlow. Even if he had got up onto the green one and dropped off it, it would have been good, but Greg will be all over this jack this time.
There's not a lot of room, but say, as he steps up now.
Timeout called. Greg has 2 timeouts remaining.
Plenty of timeouts. He knows how important this is. He'll want to do it with a third bowl.
He's going for jack.
Well, he knows if he gets his own bowl, he's straight onto the red. Yep, there it is. And he's still 1 down, but it's a distance away. So
1 red.
Just about favour David still for the end. 2 bowls to Greg's 1.
This has to be close. A lot of pressure out there, no doubt about it.
All on pace here. Extremely good line.
No, it's good.
2 red.
He's happy he's drawn the shot, but he's not happy where it's finished.
It's not easy for Greg.
Well, I don't know. He's a good shot available to him. Bowl.
Timeout called.
If he gets back
Greg
a
has
little
1
bit quicker,
timeout remaining.
he might just get the jack if he times it.
Even the back edge of the bowl. Send the jack sideways across to his wing green.
I think knowing that David was going to get close, Greg had been just happy enough with this situation. You know, it's not an easy one, but at least it's playable. Outside of the mat once again with the back foot. Yep. Trying to get the ball a wee bit of a chance to get back down again. Now, will he hold this line?
All on connection now.
Nope.
Second
Good
end.
effort, just a
David,
bit
you're
inside
right.
the line. The right idea to try and punch it through. Handshake to the 2 players before they go into the last end of the tie break. No. What's interesting now is that the Greg Harlow moves on to the last ball, so
Theory advantage Harlow. This way you could do with another tight end, David.
yeah, it's that sort of game, isn't it? It's a good game. It's been really good bowling, good conversion shots, good running bowls, a lot of good tactics going on, as you would expect from these 2 players. But it is so impressive that David Gurley's able
Gatling,
to
28.5 metres.
compete at this level when he doesn't play competitive bowls. You can practice all you want, Robert, but it's the competitive bowls that make you sharp.
Yeah, it's that match practice. That's the big thing.
Doesn't want to be short. Once again, it's a decent bowl, but it's the wrong side of the jack. Only a foot away. Oh, this is better. The difficulties for David that seem this time.
Ever so slightly past.
Oh, in this direction, actually, in the first end of the tie break, it was once you put the weight on, it's hard to get back.
He was just caught in that in-between shot in the first end, and so now he's going to be in the same sort of situation after his first bowl.
Yep, exactly. That's why he couldn't afford to be short with it.
He's trotting after this one.
Do well to get back from there. That's what I'm saying, Robert. You know, just once you go over the weight, you look good for a long time, and then it just holds
David's
off.
first full house shot, gap of 12 inches.
As soon as you go past the jack, it starts to bend. And this is the end where you're allowed to actually destroy it and nominate, destroy the end, and replay it. And that front bowl of David's is a big problem for that.
He might have been tempted to go with that second, to be honest, even if he got rid of his front bowl.
I think I would have been.
Greg just... he doesn't want to leave an angle for...
I think David would be tempted to run this now, just with a bit stronger, try and get the ball off clean or move his own front one. He just can't afford to not make a disturbance.
Yeah, gone quick. He's getting something.
Good ball. Well played, David Gurley. Played it really well. Front ball now is close enough to give Greg a problem, although you would expect him to beat it.
Yeah, after his last bowl, he's obviously he's left that in the line for the draw. So
Should be inside that. You know, that was a good ball by David, because like us, he was thinking that if I don't make a disturbance, I'm in so much trouble. Greg will want to do it with this ball. He won't want to leave it to the last. Just trying to remember his first delivery. He's got the edge ball to help him. Well, drop back, looks in to me. Without the drop, I think we're still 1-red.
Measure for shot.
Oh, come on, Dan. Put your life on the line. Go on. It's green. There's no mistake, it's green. I think David's sort of saying to him there,
Timeout called.
have another look. Yes, he is. He's saying that. Have another look. It's green. And it's just a wee indicator there that he fancies that. Now, choices again. Does he draw or does he run the ball?
I think he's got to draw this now.
I tell you what.
David has one timeout
If he
remaining.
runs the ball, it's a tough one to draw.
Yep.
The last ball of the match.
And if he turns over, plays a backhand, draws off Greg's last bowl, and gets in behind the jack.
Oh, he's thinking about this. Does he want to run it? Does he want to draw it?
Depends how much you can see of the bowl as well. That's the thing, past his own.
He has to reach no matter what. Bit of a disturbance, so they've stopped the clock. Goes again. The thing about the draw is if he taps his own ball down, he gets the single. Taking more time. He's got plenty of timeouts.
Timeout called. David has no timeouts remaining.
Well, there we go. I thought he had an extra one left, but he doesn't. So he has to play this ball within 45 seconds. Imagine losing your ball to a timeout with game against you.
I think he'll just draw this, because even if he sits his front bowl down, he'll get the win. That's the key.
Yep.
He's got a couple of options on the backhand draw.
The only danger about drawing it, Robert, is, and this is always in my mind, you're inclined to make sure you're reaching. And if that's the case, you just sail past. Oh, this is my big ball. So much pressure. He'll just be glad to give it a chance. That's all. That's all he's looking for. Give it some sort of a hope.
Needs to get to his own. Needs to get to his own.
Oh, he's got to it.
Perfect.
Well, too much. No, he's got it.
Now,
You don't see David Gurney wiping his brow too often, but my goodness me, that was a pressure ball. In some respects, a little bit unlucky to bring it out into the open, because he could have had it just right in front of the jack. But Greg Harlow's got a shot now to drive the ball off.
the key is, has he run on for second, or is it?
Timeout called.
I don't think
Greg
so.
has no timeouts remaining.
Well, both players used their timeouts. I have a feeling the green ball is second shot. So it's either a heavy draw.
I think it'll be a Harlow special. Forehand
Greg
runner.
has nominated to kill the end with this ball.
Yeah. He's going for the ball. He's trying to drive the ball off. And if he gets inside to the red, he'll be very happy. Well, ball on the jack, he's got a touch in the ditch.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies
And
and
he's got the
gentlemen. Quiet,
he's actually got the
please.
respot and the split as well, so obviously that's out of the equation now.
Big drive on his favourite forehand.
He looks under.
Well, he's in the area for the front ball. Oh, my goodness, he's flipped it.
Second ends in the match.
I don't believe it. He's flipped. Oh, my goodness me. We do say sometimes that Greg gets in the area and he gets some very fortunate results. But my goodness me, that was, well, what do you say, Robert?
Well, he wasn't far away from the target, but just got 150% result. And I say, if that had happened on the first end, you'd have had a laugh about it, sort of thing. It happens, but it was just the timing of that. That was the problem for David. But I say, a great game between two great players. Greg coming out 2-1 on a tie-break. Probably in the end, just deserved to get over the line, finish a stronger player.
Well, we expected a great game between these two players. That's exactly what we got. Greg Harlow came out pretty slow out of the traps, actually, the first set, but got stronger and stronger as the game progressed. David was doing a lot of damage with his balls. Drawing well, picking up multiples. That was the 7th end of the first set. No score, first end, indicative of the match. Two balls touching the jack. And again, David Gurley getting in. That was the 3rd end of the 2nd set. Picked up a 3, but Greg came back strong. Picked up a double. But my goodness me, well, that was cruel for David Gurley. Really cruel. Greg Harlow slightly off target, gets the fluke, but sometimes that's the way life is, and he goes through to the semi-final. Ends 1, Greg Harlow. David was scoring heavily. When he came in, touches the same. No real change in the jack lines, very, very similar, but that was a very cruel result. And bowls is like that occasionally. You take them, and sometimes you lose them.
Here is Greg Harlow after that dramatic finish to the tie-break. Greg, we saw you raise your hands to the heavens, look up skywards. How do you sum up what happened on that last bowl of the match?
Well, to be honest, it was a fluke.
You've been on the receiving end. Every player, you get some go your way, you get some go against you.
I had 2 shots available. The clean bowl out, I had second bowl, so I would have won. David's short bowl onto the jack, I had the bowl into the ditch. I got neither and won on a fluke.
To be fair, the guys in the commentary box were saying, you know, you you were roughly on target, but you got 150% out of it.
Yeah, I agree totally. As I say, the two targets I had in my mind, as I say, was bowl out clean or bowl clean onto Jack into the ditch. And I got half the front. So as you say, I was not far off, you know, an inch away from being perfect. But obviously, the gods were smiling on me, and the result fell for me.
And to be fair, you had played pretty well because David Gourlay made a great start to the match, but you rallied well and you managed to compose yourself in the second set.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, David played extremely well in the first set, and I couldn't get anywhere near him. I dug very deep, and I think I deserved the second set. Tie breaks were very even, and obviously David probably played the better on the third tie-break end, but always having last bowl, you've always got a chance, and I took the chance.
And sometimes these little things are omens for the rest of the tournament. So, Greg, congratulations. Through to the semi-finals. Greg Harlow, the first man through to the semi-finals. Well done to him, and we can take a look at the draw for the quarterfinals and see how things are still shaping up. Nicky Brett against Stuart Anderson. Later today, Jamie Chesney and Paul Foster, and Darren Burnett against Les Gillett. David Gourlay is out